Hey guys, I'm back. Where we last left off, I was going through my understanding of the HTML boilerplate. So, I remember last time when I was talking about the boilerplate, I didn't really understand too much and on what the viewport really was, the initial scale. I know it has something to do with making your web page responsive, but I'm not really sure the details. A resource I like to use when it comes to like when I have questions and stuff like that. I know I've heard of Stack Overflow. I haven't really gone too in depth with it, but a website I like to use is W3 Schools, and W3 Schools seems to literally have everything, like everything when it comes to coding in general. I'm pretty excited as I like get better at coding to use it more often. Like what I plan on doing is learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP. And well, of course, others, but those are the main ones that I'm trying to learn right now. And yeah, so I'm going to go back to, I'm going to look up what I was confused about, which was the viewport. And I'm gonna see what W3 got for me. Hmm. See, I'm already learning. So the viewport. So yeah, okay. So I was right about it being having to do with making your web page responsive. So yeah, like it says the viewport. Let me scroll down. The viewport is the visible area of the user screen. So yeah, and meta tag, just metadata about the HTML element. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, and it goes more. It especially goes more in depth with it. So yeah, setting the viewport to make your website look good on all devices. Okay. So this goes more in detail about it. The viewport is the user's visible area of the web page. Okay. It varies with the device. It'll be smaller on a mobile phone than a computer screen, and that should include the following in all of my web pages. Okay, which is what I did, just to make sure. Okay, it appears to be the same. So, yeah, so these are the two parts that I was confused about. The width equals device width and the initial scale equals zero. So, this whole element right here, it apparently gives the browser instructions on how to control the page's dimensions and scaling. So the width equals device width part sets the width of the page to follow the screen width of the device. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that before, so I'm glad I got that part right. And of course, it will vary depending on the device that you're using. So the initial scale equals zero. I initially guessed that it has something to do with the zoom, and it seems like that was right. But it says it more eloquently, of course. But it says that this part sets the initial zoom level when the page is first loaded by the browser. Okay. So how I'm understanding it is that like how the zoom is set to 100. I have a feeling that if it was set to initial zoom 2.0, that it'll be set to like 200%. And it shows it right here. And it shows an example as well. Whoa. Okay. Okay then. Hello. Okay. Bit late to the trigger there, but yeah. So this shows an example of a website without the viewport meta tag. So you'll see that the the web page. So you'll see that the web page won't like you see that the information typed into the web page won't adjust to the to the width of the device. So it'd appear to be zoomed out. While if you were to insert the viewport meta tag, it'll adjust to the width of the device. So yes, W3 Schools always is reliable when it comes to having this type of information. So yeah, I was right about what it did, what this tag did. I just didn't have a good way of saying it. But leave it to W3 Schools, always explaining it much better than I possibly could. Okay, so the body tag. So what I plan on going through today, showing what I've learned so far, I'm planning on going through different HTML tags and like showing, basically explaining how I understand them. So I could start off with a few text tags. So HTML has various different text tags, like the heading, the paragraph, and I think there are like semantic HTML tags like nav, section, footer, header. But I'll talk about those when I start talking about the container tags. So for I know that HTML it has six up to six different heading tags, and they are denoted by the H tag. So you have the H1 tag, the H2 tag, H3, H3, H3. I don't watch them, but I'm familiar with them. And H4, H5, and H6. So yeah, these are tags of many. Well, these are heading tags, and the higher the number, the smaller the font gets. So I'll just say this is a heading, and then type it within each heading tag. Or I could, of course, copy and paste it. Okay, then let's launch this bad boy up. Gonna refresh it. All right, yep. So you'll notice that the the size of the text gets smaller as as the heading, as the numbers go up in the heading tag. So now, so depending on what you're typing in your in your web page, it's not really a good practice to use these based on like the size of the text alone. That's what CSS is for. So you may use the heading tags for many different reasons. For example, if you're talking about anything, you may use the H1 tag to denote the topic that you're talking about, and you may use the H2 tags as the subsection of the H1 tag. So, for example, I may, let's say I talk about sports. Say that's a good one. The sports would be the H1 tag, and you may have, let's say, basketball as a sport. Save that. So you may also say tennis. Yeah, you can use the same tag more than once, of course. So you may talk about whatever about basketball, and you do that through the P tag, which is a paragraph tag, and you basically talk about what you need to talk about. Basketball is, just say basketball is a sport where you shoot a ball inside a hoop. And under tennis, you may say tennis is a sport where you hit a ball with a racket. See? Yeah. So, depending on the topic that you talk about, it's best to use the H1 tag as the main topic, or you may use it for any other sort of reasons. But like basically what I'm saying, for practical reasons, it's best to use it when it comes to dividing your topics. Not really, it's best not to use it for aesthetics, for the size of your text and everything. It's best used semantically, not aesthetically. And it is for that reason that you really shouldn't go up past H3. So yeah, that's how I always understood it. Especially when it comes to when you incorporate SEO into the mix. So other tags, oh yeah, there's tags like the M tag, which is for emphasis. And if I can recall, this tag italicizes certain parts of the text, whatever is inside the tag. And as you notice, you could use a tag inside of a tag. And you notice that sport, see, sport is italicized. Another good one is the strong tag, which puts text inside of the tag into bold. As you'll see right here. See. So yeah, there's many other different tags that you can use to change the text. There's also another one called span, which is essentially a container tag, but this is for like text inside. This is for like inline text or like text inside of a paragraph. So yeah, you mainly use this to contain a text inside of a paragraph. And you may do any number of things with it. Like I'll add a color attribute. Oops. And let's just say red. Yeah, well, that didn't work. Well, maybe it was a text color? No, it was not. Hmm. Let's try background color. Well, that didn't work either. See, well, that's where you go to good old W3 schools and look up everything you could do. What I was trying to do was change the color of the text within that tag, but it wasn't letting me. Excuse me a second. Put my Chromebook in the charger. Yeah, 14. Okay, I managed to find my charger. Okay, so yeah, was it Yeah, so I was looking up the span tag on W3 schools. Mm, yeah, and the span tag isn't really. Oh, well, here it is, actually. Okay. See, total newbie. Which is why I'm actually looking forward to. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I was supposed to use the style. Okay. So I had the color equals right, but just. Okay. Yeah, the more you know, huh? So yeah, you use the style. Oh, well, use the style, and then use the color. Oh, there you could check it out over here. Hmm. Wait. Hmm. So I wasn't supposed to put the equal sign. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, these YouTube videos are helping me out just as much as I'm hoping it, much more than I'm hoping it'll help you out. But I'm also hoping that it'll like help you guys out as well. So yeah, so style equals and then you put the color. Okay, interesting. And W3 schools, gotta love it. So yeah, you use the span tag to essentially put text inside of a. It essentially works like a container tag, but it's mainly for text inside of a paragraph or inline text. Just a more formal term. Yeah, as it says right here. Div is a block level, span is an inline element. Okay. So that's pretty much all the text tags that I'm able to think of at the moment. Could go through them again. You got the heading tag or the header tags, H1, H2, all the way up to H6. Decreasing in size as the numbers increase. You get the P tag, a paragraph tag, which is the paragraphs that go underneath the headings, or just like when you want to type a paragraph in general, doesn't necessarily have to be under a heading. We have the emphasis tag or the EM tag, which italicizes anything within it, any text within it. You have the strong tag, which puts the text in bold. And then you have the span tag, which essentially is a container tag but for inline text. And I use the style attribute to change the color of the text inside, getting this result. Okay.